Now is Vasken Yardemian. Vasken, you may know, has been serving for the past 8 years in the La Crescenta Water District Board, and he's up for re-election on November 3rd. Vasken is here to talk about his accomplishments and why it's important for all of you to turn out and vote for him back into office. Vasken, welcome.
Welcome.
You have had an extensive career in engineering. Let's talk about your education and your professional work.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you as well as Horizon TV for this interview. I'm an engineer by education. I have a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering and a Master in Environmental Science. And I have a career with South Coast Air Quality Management District as a Senior Environmental Engineer for the last 22 years that I've been working. I also work with the United Nations. I deal with environmental issues on a case-by-case basis. I've worked in Armenia for a couple of times as a UN contractor, not an employee. So my career extends almost 22 years in environmental issues.
So you understand the mechanics and the science behind what you're doing on the water board. And obviously water is one of the biggest issues here in California. We are in a drought for the third or fourth year now. Huge issue. And you've been part of a body that ensures that La Crescenta, Montrose, La Cañada, and parts of Glendale get water. Tell me what your priorities have been over the past 8 years with the water board.
As far as my accomplishments for the last 8 years, when I joined the water board, I was elected in 2001 November and re-elected in November 2005. And this is, if I'm re-elected, it's going to be my third term. First of all, as community relations, we did not have a website, we did not have a newsletter, we did not have a water awareness day. So the year that I became a board member, my first thing was to have a website, to have a newsletter, which we send it every 2 months, and now we have a water awareness day that we invite once a year all the community to come to the water district and enjoy. We give them free food and drinks so they can enjoy their day.
So basically your job and the water board's job is to make sure that every time we turn the tap on, there's water there, and it's affordable water. That is your job, dealing with the price increases, with the issues, with the fight over who gets water. Now you're up for re-election. November 3rd is election day. If people don't know where to vote, they need to call the county clerk's office and find out where their polling stations are. You have a phone number for people who might not know where to go and vote.
Yeah, if those people that they don't know where to vote, they can go to www.lavote.net. Okay. If they don't have access to internet, they can call 1-800-815-2666.
An American Armenian who's been the only representative on this water board since its formation in 1950, and he's a qualified candidate who understands engineering, understands the geopolitics of it, understands the need for water, and you have some priorities about what you're going to do over the next 4 years once you're re-elected. Tell us about that.
Well, right now we get our water 60% from ground and 40% we buy from Metropolitan Water District, which is imported water, and that's a very expensive water. So my goal and my priority, if I'm elected for the next 4 years, I would come up with a recycled water. As we speak, one of our directors is in Washington, D.C., lobbying for federal funds, and most probably we might get around $20 million under the stimulus package. One of the priorities for the stimulus package is to create jobs, and it's going to be more jobs when we get that $20 million. We're going to have a recycling facility, and that's one of the projects that we might implement when we get the $20 million. And the next one, what we're going to do is we're going to catch our storm water and recharge it into our ground basin so we can use it during the dry years. So that's another project.
So there's a lot of forward-looking projects that you're going to be undertaking, and you need to be re-elected to do that.
Exactly. My job is to be less dependent on the imported water and to create a supplemental water supply, which is going to be through recycled on stormwater recharge.
So you have the experience, you've got the education, and you're doing this as community service, as a public civic service, because you have your full-time job and you
Correct.
do that all day, and you want to come and ensure that your talents and your expertise are serving your community properly. So once again, if people want to find out more about you, where can they go on the web?
They can go on my website, which is www.lavote.net. VaskenYardemian.com.
Okay. And November 3rd, I know a lot of people probably received their sample ballot and probably misplaced it. They probably don't think this is an important election, but it's important because you are on that ballot and people need to vote for you. If they don't know where to go, they need to call their county clerk's office. The website you mentioned was
www.lavote.net.
Okay. Now, finally, where are we going with all this? California's run out of water. Our farmers are complaining up north that they don't have any water. They can't put produce on the tables. Our rates are going back up. What's going to happen to our water needs?
Well, in California, water is one of the vital issues right now as we speak. Especially Southern California. In general, we might have more desalination facilities. One is being built in Carlsbad, which is going to be one of the greatest desalination facility in the northwestern hemisphere. Then we're going to start depending on recycled water. That's something that people, they always were opposed about recycled water. When we talk about recycled water, it's going to be only for irrigation purposes. It's not going to be for drinking purposes. So we're going to irrigate the parks, cemeteries, golf courses, all these places that we don't need to irrigate by expensive water.
So instead of the water coming from the snow and from the rain and flowing out to the ocean, we can use this water.
Exactly.
And also desalination, meaning that the Arab countries have figured out how to take water from the seas and the oceans and provide it as usable water. We're going to do that now in California. That's incredible news. And why you need to vote on November 3rd and vote for Vasken Yardemian on your ballot throughout the La Crescenta, Montrose, La Cañada, and Glendale areas is because here's a man who knows what his profession is about and is trying to help you, the citizens of this area, to have water whenever you need it and reliable water service too. Your final comment to the folks out there.
Well, the elections are November 3rd, which is 1 week after tomorrow, and I would encourage Armenian Americans to get up and vote. This is a very important election in our area, in La Crescenta, Montrose area, because the water board makes decision on water rates and wastewater rates. It's going to affect you, affect me, everyone living in La Crescenta, Montrose area. So I would encourage every Armenian American, because every vote counts. Usually local elections get low turnout. However, I would encourage to go and vote for these elections. And please vote for me. I would consider your vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. VaskenYardemian.com is his website. You need to get out there and vote on the 3rd of November in a few days. And we'll be back on Horizon 180 after the break.